Wisconsin just lost to elite Michigan in the Big Ten semifinal on a buzzer beater, and I'm okay. Yeah, that's the theme of this show. I'm okay with it. This was a tremendous, near best-case scenario weekend of a Big Ten tournament for the Wisconsin Badgers, and I'm going to tell you why. Throw what's scary a like and a subscription. Much appreciated. Y'all are the reason I do this. Well, that and my own ego. Anyway, just happened, fresh off it. Big Ten Player of the Year hits a three-point basket from the right wing at the buzzer, 68-65. Wisconsin goes home. Michigan advances. But, guys, I'm feeling really good and weirdly, like, really different than I felt after the Big Ten Tournament championship loss to Michigan last year. It's a different vibe. Perfect allegory is Michigan's up 3, and an absolute rubber-legged, exhausted Nick Boyd somehow finds it in him to knock down the game-tying three-pointer with 30 seconds left. There were just so many things about this week into this weekend that give me great encouragement for Wisconsin's chances in the NCAA tournament. Nobody wants to see this team, guys. Nobody wants to see the Badgers in this tournament. I don't care if you're a 1 seed. I don't care if you're a 16 seed. Look, man, Duke would be a reasonably heavy favorite against Wisconsin. I'm hoping they're not in their region, by the way. Duke doesn't want to play Wisconsin. They don't want to play Wisconsin. Houston doesn't want to play Wisconsin. Arizona doesn't want to play Wisconsin. Michigan sure as hell doesn't want to play Wisconsin again. You bet your sweet ass Illinois doesn't want to play Wisconsin again. On their way to their 7 out of 10 games they'd win. LOL. But let's break this down a little bit more granularly. So I said coming into the Big Ten tournament, this is a theme that I've kept. No injuries. Don't embarrass yourself. That's basically what I wanted to do. Silver linings or awesome things would be you can put a couple games together. Obviously, I want them to. By the way, I want to stop really quick. I wanted them to beat Michigan today. I want to be really clear about this. This isn't me saying with this cope of I'm glad they lost because they get an extra day. We'll get into all that. I wanted them to win. But I've never had a buzzer beater go against the Badgers from an elite team that I felt less okay about than this one. I'm okay with it. So Wisconsin went into this tournament. They had a kind of a rough, not really rough. They kind of lost their focus against Washington. The better team won that game. Never should have been close. But they took care of business. Did what they had to do. Very next day, against a borderline elite Illinois team, I feel like I'm a little bit careful calling them elite. If elite's like top 8, top 10, they're very, very good, very, very talented, well coached. Wisconsin down 17 or 18 points, goes in, comes back, gets the win in overtime. Gutsy. The Boyd Blackwell, the singular best backcourt game in Wisconsin Badger history. I don't think that's just statistically. I think that's eye test. Incredible stuff. So when you wake up this morning, and there is no doubt in my mind that team wants to win the Big Ten championship. This was not we did it, guys. Let's just go see what happens today. Greg Gard's message in that locker room was, we could beat these guys. And he was right. Wisconsin could have beat this team. Wisconsin could have won that game today. Didn't see Nolan Winter out there, though, because Greg is looking at the big picture. Very smart. Anyway, Wisconsin goes in. Michigan gets up. I think it was 14 in the second half. It looks like they just, and I think I said this on the socials, they ran out of gas. They really did. Wisconsin did run out of gas. They had one less game played, or one fewer game played than Michigan had the last few days. They were exhausted. Just had an overtime. And then Austin Rapp happened. Rap. Just unbelievable. So the memes with the Michael Jordan against Utah thing, he's shrugging his shoulders. It wasn't Boyd or Blackwell, although there were moments from both of them today. It was Austin Rapp that got them back into that game. I think it was a 17-2 run Wisconsin had over the course of 2.5 minutes in the mid-second half stages of the second half. And then it was just a nip and tuck game back and forth. I know they had a little bit of a drought there for a while before Boyd hit his 3 inside of a minute. And then you D up, you play your game. There was a arguably moving screen. I'm not complaining about the officiating for this reason. And the best player in the Big Ten hits a 3-pointer at the buzzer, and the game's over. Not the ideal scenario, but pretty close. Because Wisconsin, at a bare minimum, solidified their seed line as a 6. They may well have moved up to a 5 based on what they did and how they looked against Michigan. You emerged not having to play Nolan Winter, giving him an extra week of rest to see what he can contribute next week. I hope it's a lot. And maybe even Jack Janicki. And you have an extra day plus for that team to catch its breath, put some ice on those legs and arms, elbows, knees, ankles, and just relax a little bit. They're just going to relax tomorrow, guys. Instead of getting hyped and having that tossing and turning sleep before a big championship game that is cool to have on the rafters, but ultimately meaningless with respect to the NCAA tournament, they get to chill a little bit, take a load off, get back to the gym on Monday and prepare. That's a huge deal, guys. I mean, I understand these guys are 23, 22, 21, 19, 24. These guys should be able to handle it. All these, 55-year-olds that were JV third-string tight ends 30 years ago, 40 years ago for their high school team are saying what rehab is normal or what effects rest can have or cannot have on people. I'm here to tell you I understand basic physiology and basic human nature and basic musculoskeletal functions. And there's no way to prove it because there's not going to be a control group or there's not going to be an experimental group on this. But I can tell you, as a general matter, having an extra day after having 3 straight games in 3 days, which is highly unusual, to R&R a little bit as you go into the biggest week of your basketball season is only a good thing. Again, I would take the Big Ten tournament win in a heartbeat right now. So I'm not speaking on both sides of my mouth. I'm just telling you, with that loss, I'm feeling good about it, guys. This was, a second best case scenario weekend for the Badgers in this tournament. Losing tomorrow would not have been better. I'm telling you that. Even with the win over Michigan, it would have been awesome to have that. But losing tomorrow would not have been better. The only thing that would have topped this is winning the whole tournament, which is very possible. But I don't know. I'd love to hear what y'all think about this. I'm just feeling I was feeling pretty optimistic about this team's chances in March, given how they were coalescing late in the Big Ten season. But I feel even better about this team's chances in March after what I have witnessed in Chicago the last few days. And again, lost as it may have been, nothing about today's game against Michigan led me to feel anything but more confident about Wisconsin's chances. Michigan didn't play bad today. Michigan played well. Michigan did not get jobbed by the officials. I hear seeing some of their fans on socials complain about you got to be freaking kidding me. Sciato, these guys are not Wisconsin guys. These officials, trust me. Did the math on it. This was the guy from Indiana. The Indiana debacle where Wisconsin basically lost because of the refs. Was one of the officials in this game. Michigan had 4 fouls to Wisconsin's 9 after the first half. Let's just take officiating out of this. I'm not complaining about the officiating. I'm not saying that's why Wisconsin lost this game. I'm saying Michigan fans can't say that game was close because of the officials. That's freaking insane. I have enough hearing Illinois fans whining about this in a game where Illinois had fewer fouls than Wisconsin did. Yeah, there were some missed calls yesterday on both sides. It wasn't ideal. It wasn't a great officiating job. It wasn't a resume builder for those officials. But like Illinois, you lost to a team who wanted it more. Take your medicine, maybe look internally and look inside yourself. Look at the fact that you haven't beaten a ranked team besides Wisconsin yesterday. It would have been a ranked team against Wisconsin. You have not beaten a ranked team, I think, since January. That problem is in Champaign-Urbana. It's not with the officiating. But anyway, I digress. Back to Wisconsin. I think this sets them up really, really well. I think we're going to get Noah Winter back at some level. I didn't think he was going to play this week. I was correct. I think that was all kind of smoke and mirrors from Gard, which is okay because you want to have a team waste time scouting someone. But I don't think Winter was going to ever play this week, no matter what happened. But yeah, guys, tell me what you think. I'm feeling very confident, very upbeat about this team. As an aside, I've seen a lot of Wisconsin can beat anyone and Wisconsin can lose to anyone. I mean, while that is technically statistically true about any team in the strict sense, I don't think Wisconsin has proven it can beat anybody. Its cavalcade of high-end wins are unmatched in NCAA basketball. Adding another pelt in Michigan today would have made it, by a wide margin, the best high-end win victory totals. But the other part of it is what I'm stuck on. They can lose to anyone. Yes, they did have a bad loss to a very middling Oregon team up in Eugene. No one's going to say that was a great loss. Wisconsin's second worst loss of the season was, again, not a great loss. It was to USC when USC was 43 in the net rankings. It was a different USC team at a different time of the year. So they can lose to anyone thing. Their other losses have all been to good teams, guys. TCU is a really good team. They're going to be in the tournament. Okay. Michigan today, Michigan's a really good team. Indiana on the road was a quad win loss. I'm just saying, like, it's really neither here nor there as far as the NCAA tournament. It's just more an aside I want to talk about because I don't think this is a Wisconsin, they can beat anyone, they can lose anyone. They're an easy first-round loss, or maybe they go to the Elite Eight. It's becoming a very popular meme right now. And yes, it is technically true. There's nothing guaranteeing Wisconsin is going to win even one NCAA tournament game this week. No guarantee, guys. Got to go and do it. But the inequity in the math is this. Wisconsin has far more elite wins than they have bad losses or borderline bad losses, and it's not close. Keep that in mind. Anyway, love to hear what y'all think. On Wisconsin, feeling good about this team, guys. Guard, fire. And Scary Alvarez is out.